For all my non-London subscribers. Oh yeah. That's another thing. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Hey. Much love, much appreciated. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with good friend of mine, and we're going to talk about flies. No, not flies. We're going to talk about our college experience, college days, stuff like that. And we think we'll like break it up into like social and educational and just go over the 2 years. I think like education, boys, friends, boys are separate. Friends, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So
college life, and I'd say work as well.
Oh yeah, how could I forget work? Yeah, work as well.
that kind of thing.
Oh, EMA.
EMA. You young kids will never know.
Oh good. Okay, so what should we start off with?
I guess
Education. Okay. Well, education for me, the first 2 years, I'd say that's the only quite really good thing out of college. I was actually really good education wise. Like AS, I got all A's. Apart from IT, which I just did not care about towards the end. I think I got like a D. I saw my certificate the other day. I was like, oh god. But yeah, education wise was really good. I was really focused because I had nothing else to really focus on. So everything just went into my studies.
What did you study?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did IT for AS. I did for my A levels. I did English language, graphics, and law.
I did. What did I do for AS? I did biology only because I thought I had to study psychology at uni, and then discovered I didn't have to. So I did biology AS, and I did English literature, philosophy, psychology, and critical thinking, which the college made me do. I don't know what that was. Yeah, and then I carried on to A2 with just psychology, philosophy, and English literature.
And how did you find it throughout the 2 years? Like, was it challenging or was it kind of easy-ish? I don't know.
Educationally, I found college really challenging, to be honest, because it was very different from school. The workload was so much.
It was insane. It was
so
insane.
Much. It was like all of a sudden, day one, you got 2 big things to do for each subject. It was just a lot. You'd have like homework assignments to do for each separate subject, and it would be lengthy. Like it would be a whole essay for English, or to read a whole chapter of like Mary Shelley Frankenstein for English, like a whole chapter. It's a difficult book. That plus reading for philosophy, plus like reading for psychology, and writing this essay. It was just like lots of reading and like essays for each subject every week. It was a lot. I just remember.
It just reminded me, it was a lot.
It was a lot. Like the jump from secondary school to that.
Yeah, especially studying for exams. It was a lot of stuff to cover, and it wasn't like, I think at uni you become more tactical, and you miss out subjects and miss out topics because you know it won't all appear. But I don't know, in college
you have more time.
Yeah, you have more time. It's true.
College is still pretty much like all
it's
day,
jam-packed.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah, and so, it's like there was no tactics. It's like teachers wouldn't really tell you like this will be on it, that won't be on it. They were just like you have to just revise everything.
And to be honest, I didn't like the college that we went to.
We
went to the same college, but we didn't know each other at the time. I didn't like the college, to be honest. It was more strict than school, I found. It was like just desperate to keep its good grades or reputation or whatever.
Yeah. Just the whole place as a vibe.
So on you.
Didn't like it.
Like boys weren't allowed to wear hats. Why? If you can wear your own clothes, I don't understand. Yeah, right, maybe not inside, but why can't they wear a hat? Like, for what? How is the hat affecting the grade? It's very controlling, I found.
You think?
And if you were late more than 5 minutes, you couldn't come to the lesson.
Oh yeah, you couldn't come in. I remember that. But yeah, that was a bit stressful. Unnecessary stress. Mm-hmm. But yeah, education-wise, it was cool, but it was a lot. Yeah, it was very intense. But yeah. So Okay, what's the next thing? I guess like social side then, like socializing friends.
Friends. Yeah. So we went to the same college, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah. I didn't see her, but she...
I am very observant, and I know everyone's face and name somehow, even if I don't know them. I don't do anything with the information, I just know. So I always saw Rose and thought, oh, there's the girl that looks sad. She always looks sad. Why does she look sad? I always used to see her coming past. I was like, oh, and you used to hold your bag like this. You used to be like, like, she looks so sad. Why?
I was miserable. I hated college. I hated college. Well, education-wise, everything was cool, everything was fun, but socially, one thing, well, first things first, I've said this many a times already, but come from like a strict household, and me, I wasn't really a rebel in those times, so socially it was like more social stuff happened outside of college, so no one really knew me, so it was like, when everyone was talking about, oh yeah, that party, that boat party, that this, that, it was like, I wasn't allowed to go, so I wasn't allowed to like go for sleepovers and stuff like that, so all the stuff that happened outside of college I wasn't really a part of. And basically the social group I used to hang around with, like most things were like outside, and it was just friends I had from secondary school. And obviously, as I said before in my self-love video, I'll link it below, I was petrified of guys, and I was very socially anxious, so I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I felt like if I was to talk, I would say something stupid and people would judge me, especially because it was a new environment. And a lot of the classes I chose, like no one from my secondary school was in them, so I was alone, very socially anxious, didn't feel like I was good enough. And yeah, it just really got to me. I guess it showed on my face when I was there. So it really got to me, like I was really quiet. I only really spoke to my really close friends from, not everyone from my secondary school, but my really close friends from my secondary school, because, and then I found that the girls especially were very bitchy and like underhand bitchy. Like some of them were like to your face bitchy, but some of them were just like really underhand bitchy as well, and it was just really like there's just no need, like it was just literally like mean girls like all the time. And this happened like within my social group and outside of it. I remember there was one time this one girl who went to secondary school with me, and we're in the diner, which I hated the diner.
You went there. Fuck you for being in that.
I hated the diner. It was literally like it was literally like being in a film, and you go in and everyone's looking at you. It was literally like that every day. Yeah, every day.
Up and down.
Every day.
Man, can I live?
All the people I used to hang around with used to love going there, and I hated it. Anytime and yeah, one time when I was in there and I was talking to one of my friends, and then this other girl from my secondary school was like, Rose, you talk? Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff I had to deal with in that kind of environment. And guys, it was even worse. Like there was another like incident where I think like a coach came in, like someone was going on a trip or something, a coach came in, then we all went in it, and it was me and a couple of my secondary school friends, and then some guys came on, and obviously already my socially awkward self, I'm really awkward, then guys come on, I'm like twice as awkward. Then one of my friends was like, oh my gosh, look at Rose, she's so shook, she's so scared, oh my gosh, like in front of all these guys, in front of my other friends, and I was like, thanks. So that's the kind of stuff I had to deal with at college, so that's why I kind of walked around looking miserable all the time, so I didn't feel like, my friend, of course I still had fun and my friends were still my friends, but I feel like I was never really like totally socially accepted, so yeah, that's me. But
that's a shame, because that really is the place where I think you start to find your identity a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you come out of that mandatory education setting and you're there because you want to be there. You know, and you're wearing your own clothes, you've made your own decisions, you've picked your own subjects, you make your own way, you're planning for your future. So I think that's the time where you should be developing your identity and experimenting with your look and stuff that you're into and different activities and, you know, social settings. So it's a shame that some people are just mean.
Yeah, they were just mean.
Personally, yes. So we went to the same college. I kind of went to the college with the attitude of I don't want to make friends. I had some experiences in secondary school. I was like, oh, okay, is this how people are? Yeah, cool. I'll be by myself. That's fine. So that's not necessarily a good thing, because I kind of had the attitude of prejudging people based off of I don't know, their facial expressions. I just presumed that they're all mean, they're all stuck up, they're all not nice people, which isn't really the best thing to presume. I think I was right about a fair amount of people that went to college, but that was my attitude, and I really wasn't interested in, and especially not being in any kind of a popular group. Everyone seemed very rowdy to me and loud, and everyone seemed to be all one way. So me personally, I had a little group of, no disrespect to my friends because I love you, but I would say we were nerds. I don't know what else. I don't know what else we would be called, but you know, my friends, and we were kind of sneaky, nerdy type people, but we had so much fun outside of college. But I personally hated college. It was just a means to an end for me, like to get your A levels to go to uni. And I had a group of guy friends as well who, you know, made life so bearable because I really did hate the college. Kind of that was it really. But I mean, you know, I have quite a serious face as well, so I probably could have looked mean to a million people. Like, look, that's my face. That's my face. So
that's it.
I probably looked mean as well, so I probably was judging people the same way they were judging me.
But at least you weren't.
That was my attitude at the time. Yeah, no, I'm not rude. I'm not rude or mean to people when I speak.
There's so many
no need for unnecessary rudeness. And I had quite a few verbal altercations with different girls in that college as well, because it was just so much attitude. I guess obviously everyone finding themselves,
that's the thing.
but it was just a lot of attitude, and I didn't get it. I didn't enjoy it. And I used to be honest, I had like, same with Rose, none of my friends really did my subjects. I had like maybe one friend in each class, but then there were some classes where I had no friends, so sometimes there would be periods where all my friends were in classes and I would just be alone and I'd just be like wandering around, or I would go to what's it called, the LRC? That was like the library. I used to just do my homework because we had so much homework as well. I used to do my homework in those periods where I was waiting for a class and I didn't have anyone to hang out with, or especially lunch breaks as well. Sometimes I would just eat my lunch, go to the LRC, do my homework, so I didn't have to do it when I got home. And mostly that was because I just didn't really want to socialise. I just wasn't in that place in college at all.
And I feel like they didn't, you're right, they're all one way. Everyone had to be an extrovert. You had to be loud. So if you were quiet, it was like, oh, like, you're an alien. So when me were introverted, so it was like, oh, and when I said one word, oh, Rose talks, oh, and it was like pinpointed, like, prodding you, like, oh, you're weird.
And everyone I felt as well, like, with a lot of the girls, they were really dressy. Like, don't get me wrong, they look good. Like, you know, really dressy with nice jeans and nice tops and nice shoes and handbags. And I wasn't no fashionista. I'm quite plain. So I didn't really fit in that aspect. So that's what made me presume that maybe people were stuck up or bougie or whatever. So everyone seemed to be one way.
Yeah, and different cliques and
like cliquey. It was
cliquey.
interesting.
Yeah, it was
very interesting.
Very interesting.
I built up a lot of what's the word? Like, you know, when you have confidence, like, this is who I am, this is what I like, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I think I built up a lot of that in college, to be honest. A lot of that kind of self-love.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Boys.
There was no boys.
Like I said, I was terrified. So that none of that kicked off until like uni times for me. But there's nothing actually. There's nothing to say. We don't know why we separated that. Anyway.
There was no boys.
Oh yeah, like work outside of
work.
uni. That was cool, you know. I liked it. I liked the fact that you could just earn your own money on the side, and because obviously you're in college, you don't have no bill. Well, I don't remember having any bills to pay.
Maybe a phone bill.
Maybe just your phone. That was it. Just your
driving
phone.
lessons. I remember I had to pay for my driving lessons.
Like, you just had your phone bill, and then you have your little EMA, so you have your little £30 at the end of the week if you attended all of your lessons, which was sometimes the only motivation I had.
You had to be on time so that you would get your EMA.
And EMA is,
for those who don't know.
For those who don't know, the new generation, it was like,
education maintenance allowance. Which Labour kindly, you know, gave the students, you had a set amount of money each week, so you get £30 a week. For being in further education. So when you left secondary school, that would be, of course, to help pay for your travel and books.
And that was
and
nice.
Stuff like that.
That was a nice.
So if you didn't want to work part time, you had some money to get. But also, we had free travel those times. We had free oysters, labour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice. The little £30, and it was good because it did motivate people to go to class because there was some and be on time because there were some people like, oh, I don't want to go in, but EMA. Like, it did motivate people. Like, now, if I didn't want to go to class, I just wouldn't go to class. Like, no, nothing would motivate you. But yeah, you get your little £30, and then part-time work. I think, what was my first job? I think first I started working at Sports Direct, which was
how much did they pay an hour?
I can't remember. It was quite terrible though. I think it was £6 something.
Oh, that's not bad.
I think. Then I worked in Marks and Spencer's, which I loved. I love working at Marks and Spencer's. They're the best.
Lovely. My first job was River Island, $4.75 an hour.
Ooh,
$4.75 an hour. Yes, it was hard times.
That's crazy.
No, I'm not joking. It wasn't hard times because obviously all I had to do is pay a phone bill and pay for driving lessons. I wasn't rolling in it, but that was. You were still
making your little sign. Like Marks and Spencer was nice. It was like. That was like £6 something
as
well.
That's for the dream jobs, like for college kids.
Hour and a half. Oh,
Marks and Sparks was a dream job. I applied so many times, and they just didn't want to employ me. It's
the best. Like, you would get discounts. Their discount shop was crazy, and then you get discount on top of that. And then like, if you knew someone that was working like in the bakery or something, by the end of the day they'll like give you all the stuff, or it'll be crazy discounted. And like, what else? Like, yeah, it was just really nice to work. Like. The pay was always on time, efficient. That to this day, I've never worked in a place that's so professional. And this is like big professional jobs I've had as well. They're so professional. If you do any overtime, sometimes jobs will try and cheat you out of overtime. It'll be in your paycheck, in your bank account, the day that they said it will be there. Like, I've never had someone so professional. Yes, like if I ever have to go back to retail, I'm there. I love Marks and Spencer's. Like, I would grow old there. But
I think it was. College really was a time where it was you were growing up for that reason, because you were studying. It was an increased workload compared to secondary school. That's Monday to Friday, pretty much like 9 to 3:30 anyway. And then if you worked as well, then you would work Saturday and Sunday.
The weekend,
I remember my second job was in a shoe shop, and it was Saturday and Sunday, and then Thursday evening. So it was like you didn't have a day off, and you still were trying to do your homework at the same time, and still have a social life in the evenings when you could. So it's quite full on, and it's like your first, well, I found, introduction into adult life to a certain degree, managing your own money, managing your own workload. Just trying to get things done and achieve goals. So,
enjoy.
Still fun.
It's a good time.
It's good times. Obviously,
it's a good time.
Going out. Well, I had lots of fun with my friends outside of college. Someone was always having a party, and it was all about indie music, Arctic Monkeys, electro. It was good times.
I always wish, I still to this day, even in uni when I first met her, I was just like, like no one brought me in. There's one friend, you know who you are. Girl. She never brought me in. And I was like,
I always used to see her thinking, that girl is sad. I didn't know I'd be friends with her one day. I didn't know it.
But yes, college is good, but just, what's your advice, would you say? I'll say stay on top of your work. And be prepared for the workload, because no one told me. I don't know if they told you, but no one told me about the workload. And just manage your time. Good,
So if you have spare periods within the day, just go to the library, just do your homework, so you don't have to do it when you go home.
That's true.
Just make a plan of what days you're going to do, kind of what homework. It's really just the homework and reading outside of college. Get that done, and have a part-time job if you, now there's no EMA, so I guess you do have to have part-time jobs unless you have really, really generous parents.
And learn how to drive.
Learn how to drive there,
because
when you have the time.
It's not the one after, like, just get nipped in the bud first year maybe.
And when you're picking your subjects as well, really, really think.
Yeah, it's very
Do
important.
some background research.
Very
Don't just think,
important.
oh, sociology, that sounds interesting.
Yeah,
like,
very important to
what is
research.
sociology? Like, look it up firsthand. See if it's relevant. If you do want to go to uni, see if it is relevant to your course. Because I picked biology at AS. I didn't need it. And it was terrible. I got a D.
Oh,
AS. I
gosh.
don't care about saying it. I just did not care. And when
Yeah,
I
we don't
realised
care.
halfway
It's like-
through the year as well that I didn't need this and I didn't give a fuck. It was
Oh.
like, okay, I'm not carrying on with this, so
That's what I
I don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do some background research. Pick your subjects that you're actually interested in or that will actually be relevant to the field you want to be in or the course you might want to do at uni or anything you want to do afterwards. So
Yeah, definitely.
that's my advice.
Yeah, like
Have
recent. Yeah, always have fun and socialize.
Be
and
nice
stuff.
to people, smile,
Yeah,
like,
man.
young and carefree.
You're
like,
young.
let that show
It's
in
true.
your attitude,
And just
your
be
behaviour, and
you.
how you treat people. Like,
Yeah,
just,
don't be afraid to be
there's
yourself.
no pretense. Just
Yeah, don't be
be
afraid to be
real.
yourself. Yeah.
let's be honest.
And
Let's
you'll-
just be real. Like,
And you'll attract that. If you're like that, then
Yeah.
you'll attract those same people. So
Yeah.
those people that try and bring you down, whatever. Like I look at her, not in a bad way, but God, I look at some people that were mean to me in college, and it's like, okay, exactly. The noise and everything. It's like I look at them and it's like, okay, you're where you're at, and I'm where I'm at.
it's all about how you
Yeah,
treat people.
definitely.
And don't be judging people either. I say that I judge everyone as being mean. That's not good. But I mean, don't look at someone and think, oh, she's just sneaky, or why does she dress like
Yeah.
that? Because I had a friend really who went to this school as well, who was very badly bullied by some people. Especially for the way that she dressed. She dressed alternative, chunky shoes, gothic grungy vibes, rocker chick kind of vibes, and now that's in, and they've said same people that would really make fun of her and give her dirty looks and laugh at her, outright laugh for what she was wearing.
So
now
terrible in
you're all
place.
wearing that.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Like,
yeah.
don't all
So
try and
terrible
think
in
one
that
way.
place.
Let people express themselves how they want to.
Yeah.
Because really and truly, you
Exactly,
wanted to
it's
express
true.
yourself like that, and that's probably why you were laughing at her, because she could do it and you couldn't. So,
True.
think about how you treat people,
Yeah,
and be real with
definitely.
yourself as well, because you're probably in pain while you're being so mean to everyone
True.
else. It's not okay. Yeah.
Realness.
Realness, yeah.
I remember you another time, but it's like running out of battery. But yeah, not battery and time, but
What's the
yes.
other time?
Like we've got like 4 minutes.
Real quick, what's that?
Oh, there was a time, real quick. There was a time where we had to like act out a scene in law, and I got put into a group, and there was a couple of popular girls in my group, and we had to like act out different roles, or it was like different cases we had to act out. And then my role was she just looked at me and she was like, oh Rose, you can pretend you're asleep. Like that was my role. And I look back at that at that moment now and I'm just like, really? And it wasn't until one of my other like good friends that I used to do law with, she was just like, Rose, like you just pretend like you were asleep the whole time, like
That was
she was just like, that was
shame.
they were taking the piss
Yeah.
the piss out of you kind of thing. So I was just like, oh yeah, like they were really mean. Like they were really mean, like yeah.
The moral of the
those kind
story
girls.
is, I guess, yes, that was college. Everyone was finding themselves and starting out. She may have been quiet then. Look at her now. She's on YouTube. Yes? And she's speaking her mind and she's speaking out. And that's
Yeah.
amazing. So, yeah, it doesn't even matter if you didn't have a good experience at one point in your life.
Sure.
That doesn't have to set the tone for the rest of your journey. And you'll take it and you'll learn from it.
Sure.
Just like,
Builds you up.
yeah, it does build you up. It
Builds
does.
you up. It's good. And you look back at those times and you're like, it just makes you grow as well. Like if you don't go through stuff, you don't grow, you don't progress, you don't
Yeah.
take into consideration things. So yeah, it's all a learning curve. Yeah.
Do this.
So that's gonna be the end of it for us. But I don't know what the next video should be. What should I film next? I don't know. The
Thing
part
will
2 of
be
my
your
thing.
London day out.
Oh yeah,
That's
the
the next
vlog
video.
that we just did, like right now. Yeah. For the hidden history of
Jamaican Hidden Histories
Yes, I
exhibition.
keep on mixing up. Yeah, Jamaican Hidden Histories exhibition. That'll be the next one on my vlog. London day out. It's such a nice day today, so had to film that. But yes, thank you for watching. Subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm gonna link Raquel's blog down below.
Oh God!
Because it is bomb.
I don't vlog very often. I'm not very good.
So you'll force her to blog often because I'm sending you her way, and her blog is amazing. So,
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.